Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to the review. There's another paid request, this time for Gia. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, reactions, topics, rankings, lists, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under the video. Now, this is for a review of the episode of the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon called Same as It Never Was. Which I remember when I first saw this episode way back in the day, I was just shocked and surprised with how dark it was. And I kind of wish the show would have gone even more in this direction where it would take itself even more seriously like this did. And this showed that what this show was capable of and how from time to time they were able to push it a bit, even for a kids cartoon. And I appreciated that. I appreciate that chance and taking that chance. Now, this was in Season 3, Episode 21, give or take. I love the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. It's my favorite cartoon. It's one of my favorite iterations of the Ninja Turtles. I watched it back to the day when it debuted. I remember I had a VCR and I taped it and I had a setup to record. And then I was working at a Target when the DVDs were coming out, and that's when they would have like 2-3 episodes per DVD. But I still bought them because I was hooked on the show. After being away from Ninja Turtle stuff for a while, because before then, I mean, it was kind of a dead zone for Ninja Turtles, because the last movie was like 93. The cartoon ended around that time, the old cartoon. Other than the next mutation, which to be honest I had not seen, the live action show that lasted like a year, I hadn't even seen it. Because I thought, wow, this looked terrible. There wasn't much for those 10 years other than that show. Again, that lasted one season. So, like I said, pretty dead zone for Ninja Turtles. And then this came on, I'm like, wow, what is this? This is really cool. And I forgot how I first heard about it. I don't know if it was on the internet or something, or I saw an advertisement. I'm like, what the hell is that? And was hooked ever since. I loved the voice work of the Turtles. I loved that it was much more of an action-driven show. I liked that the villains were taken more seriously. Shredder, compared to the old cartoon, Shredder felt more like a threat and felt more dangerous. Like I said, I liked that it was much more of an action show. I liked that Raphael was back to his accent like he was in the first 1990 movie and the sequel. I like the banter between Raph and Mikey. There's a lot of aspects I liked about it. And I would say the first 3 to 4 seasons are the best of the show. The Ninja Tribunal season is honestly my least favorite season. Ones where they go to the future, there's flaws, like a knockdown of animation, but I still like it for what it is. The last season, Back to the series, one of those reactions, meh. I think by that point I was so endeared with the characters and the voices that I could deal with it, but nowhere up to par with the first 4 seasons. But the setup is this figure named Draco. This is a figure that they dealt with a version of this in the past in one of the episodes where there's like this battle royale type of tournament, the Battle Nexus, and this guy who's the son of this figure, the ultimate ninja, he wanted to screw over Leonardo and others, but then one thing led to another and he got screwed over and turned, with the help of other stuff, into this creature, Draco. At least I think that's what it was. I might be completely misinterpreting that, and my mind's just scrambled eggs, so I apologize. One that leads to another, he goes into the lair, and the Turtles get sent into different dimensions. So like Leonardo, He's in a dimension teaming up with Usagi, the rabbit. Mighty, he was in like a superhero world where versions of his brothers are superheroes. Raph sadly got the weakest, shittiest one. It was like on a planet where he's on a motorcycle in a race. He got the shittiest one, which sucked. Being a Raphael fan, I'm like, damn, he got like the worst episode. And I'm jealous of Donatello fans because Donnie got the best episode. Not just the best episode of that arc, arguably one of the best episode of the show. So again, I'm kind of jealous of Donatello fans. It's like, damn, you got the best episode. Because his character is pushed into a future, or alternate future, which is a dark, apocalyptic future. I mean, there's references to the Terminator, where you have these robots that look like Karai, and like they're stomping on skulls, like the Terminator would, at the beginning of the Terminator films. And I'm like, wow, this is a show literally on a company called 4Kids, and skulls means there's been death, and there's characters that die and have died. And Donnie finds his brothers in this dark future where Shredder took over. Splinter and Casey are dead. Mikey has one arm. Raphael has one eye. Leo might be blind, or at least less vision, because he stole Blade's sunglasses. And pretty much they come up with a plan to fight one last stand with Shredder, and Donnie and April are the last person standing because the others die. And just the way the episode, as well as the show looked, and certain way they handled the shadows, like Mighty, when you first see him, he's in the shadows, he's very efficient. You know how they say that Mighty, if he put more focus into it, he could be a very agile fighter in his showcases, because he's kicking ass here and there, and he's doing it all with one arm, and he even grabs a gun and shoots and blows the shit out of these vehicles. Shows that Mikey, knows what he's doing. I like the bit where Donnie comes in and Raph sees him, Raph hugs him. I thought that was a sweet little moment. Once again, showing Raphael has a bit of a heart to him. I like the design of the older April, and she's like shooting with a bazooka. I like that bit. I like that it went for it. I like that it was a bit darker, a bit more serious, a bit more, and to make you think about what was going on with these characters in that time between things going up shit creek to where we are now, where Donnie arrives. And there's a lot of material there you could really play with, and like I said, it didn't feel like it was talking down to me as a viewer. It's like, yep, this is a kid show, but we think you guys can handle it. And here's a little something for the older audience as well. And I appreciate that. I really, truly do. I wish they would do more of that. Now, I do have some issues with it, to be fair. Number one, I do wish with the writing of the show, like they would reference things from the past, meaning, Donatello, he goes through this, he goes back. I wish they would reference this later on, with Donatello having seen and gone through this. The only time they reference is that at the final part of the arc, Donnie sees like Raph and Mikey, and he hugs them, and he says some words. But then it's completely forgotten. It's not like Donnie. This should have been something that should have been referenced later, like Donnie having nightmares, or Donnie be much more particular because he's afraid of that future ever coming to be, or he's afraid that this future will be some type of possibility. I wish that was a little bit of a running theme for Donnie's character, because I do think after seeing the experiences, this would have affected him in the long run. But, maybe it's just not that type of show. But That's why I wish it was a bit more like that type of show. The way Mikey goes out, at least he goes out like a fighter and he's fighting these things. He takes some of the robots down. The way Leo and Raph went out, I thought was really lame. Because pretty much Leo was fighting Karai, and then Leo loses, and then Raph tries to jump kick Karai, and then Raph loses and dies. And I thought that was really lame. Like they both die from the same woman, the same person, the same one character. I don't know. If Raph like saved Donatello and then died or something like that, I think that would have been better. I think it should have been like Leo and Cry are fighting, and Leo gets the best of Cry, then Cry pulls a dirty move, but then Leo and Cry have to do something, and they both die, so Leo sacrifices his life to stop Cry, to give Donnie more time. And then maybe Raph is fighting kicking ass, and then he saves Donnie, because he's the protector of the group, and then he dies. I just think stuff like that would have been a bit better than what they did. That's just me. I do like Donnie's mech suit, and I do like just Donatello fucking obliterates the Shredder. As to get Shredder real close and has this drill type of thing, and you see Shredder's like face, the Utron face, and like they get as close to it melting as they could, because there's like white light, and you see the face pulling apart a bit. Like as much as they could get away with a cartoon for this cartoon. Like you get the general idea, and I like that. I thought that was pretty. I don't want to say brutal, but it's like, oh shit! Like there's some stakes, there's some seriousness here. Like I said, I like that. I appreciate that effort. Like I said, I'm just jealous that Donatello got the episode and not Raphael. And I wish they had done a bit more episodes like this in terms of seriousness. But there's a few. I mean, there's one where Bastard Stopman's like falling apart because he has a new body, but it's like rotting apart. And there's one called Bad Day where it seems like everywhere they turn, either someone dies or something bad's happening. But at the end of the day, I know it's still a cartoon for kids. It's not a show meant for HBO or anything. But yeah, other than wishing Leo and Raph, their battle was done a bit better, a bit more to it. Overall, like I said, it's a very solid episode. Very dark, depressing episode. And then, Donnie goes back to his time, but April is the last person standing there. So I guess they won. And, I'm thinking, did all of them even have to die? You could have had one of them live, like Raph live or something, be like, okay, him and April are going to be the ones to keep going. And then you think, man, that's going to be sad because they're left alone and the others are dead. And so that's it, like, did all three of them have to die? Could, like, one of them live? But then two of them died, and the older and Donatello, whether it be Raph or Leo or Mikey, they shake hands and move on. Sorry, just a little bit to playing around with the final bit, but other than that, like I said, good art design, good use of shadows. I appreciate how dark it went. And overall, very solid episode for the most part. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.